Welcome to the Love and Business Podcast with your hosts, Lemoyne and Crystal Robinson. We empower entrepreneurs to thrive in love and business. Join us as we share practical strategies, inspiring stories, and expert insights to help you create generational wealth and live the life of your dreams. Whether you're navigating the challenges of running a business with your partner or seeking to strengthen your relationship while building your empire, we've got you covered. Tune in and learn how to dominate in love and business. Be sure to like and share the broadcast on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also join our email list by going to inloveandbusiness.com. Enjoy the show. There we go.
There we go.
Missed my cue. My bad.
Ain't no problem.
Yes.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Love and Business.
Do we have to hit the end and start over?
No. I'm here live and in color.
Your
Let's
nap
go. Yeah.
It's lingering over.
No, let's go. Yeah.
Make this the last time
we on.
You take a nap before the podcast because it is showing.
Is it?
Yes.
Man, my brain worked harder than normal.
That was a horrible. Hey, y'all. Like give the people a little bit more energy.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's another Thursday. We're here after a week off. It seems like every now and then we do have a little week.
Yeah.
Well, we don't get to. I don't know if we've ever done like a whole month
consecutive.
Of podcast, weeks. But I mean. Yeah, we have a busy schedule. So
that is true.
Yeah, I was out in Orlando doing my good service.
Yeah.
For my good friend, Sean Strickland. So I had a good time in Orlando too. Good. That was a really good conference. I met a lot of cool people. That was a really dope church. Like they was set up like really cool. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I really did.
Man, seeing some of those churches like that, and then you go back to some of the traditional churches with the stained glass windows.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely wasn't.
And the folding chairs and stuff like that. It really makes you, have a different perspective sometimes, man. So
I felt like we was in a live studio. Like it was pretty cool. Like their sound was top tier. They had, the AV team was just spectacular. The media people, they got cameras doing the deal. So
man, I just don't know how churches used to do it with one microphone. You had one for the pastor and one for the
hot microphone. You passing around for the soloists.
I'm talking about that cord was forever long.
Church announcements, everybody was touching on the same microphone. So
you had them two speakers in the corner, the P key or something like that. What is that?
I don't know.
Had the big P. The only thing I can identify on is the P and the K.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't miss those days. I mean, I grew up in small town church.
No doubt.
But I do enjoy having the announcements on the screen, and
because you had to know how to read. The best reader in the church was the person that did the announcement.
Praise and worship. Now in church when we had praise and worship. You actually stand up and participate. Back in the day, well, at least, when I was going to church growing up, you ain't really stand up unless it was a fast song.
Oh, yeah, unless you were just happy about the song.
If it was a slow song, you just sat there and just rocked from side to side. That's so weird now.
Well, we watched the choir perform.
Period.
We didn't participate in worship
at all. It wasn't praise and worship. No. It was A and B selection.
That's it.
So now, getting to actually participate is pretty cool. It's just weird how everything is
it transitioned like that.
Evolved.
Hey, but a good hymn, I ain't gonna lie, a good hymn. I find myself singing a good hymn.
I'm not saying anything, wrong with it. I'm just saying like it's just like from how we used to go to church, growing up, little kids and stuff to now. It's night and day different, man. Like now, the praise and worship, you either at the altar or at least, at your seat with your hands, raised. But I can really remember sitting in church. Like when the choir get up, you sit down.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
When the choir get up, unless it's one of them, I'm talking about them real good, shouting songs, then everybody falling out. But
they go pop up when they hear the beat kick in. It was there. How?
No, thank you, David. Thank you, and no thank you.
Oh yeah, bro, I got you. Listen, man. Listen. I wouldn't have a religion I couldn't feel sometimes. Like people don't even have deacons like that pray and stuff like that at church no more. Like devotion.
No, not them 17-minute prayers.
Yeah, I'm talking about. It was like the mini sermons. You know what I mean?
Period. That's exactly what it was. They wasn't praying. They was actually they hadn't written a sermon for the prayer.
Yeah, for real.
That I don't. Well, maybe some of them was praying, but yeah, it seemed like it was a whole sermon.
That's what it was. But they go hit it with. There's a man at the river giving sight to the blind. You know. If I had it, if I couldn't say nothing, I'd just wave my hand. You know, that type thing. And then everybody, if I couldn't say nothing, I just will. Then they do their lip like that.
I'm finna go.
My hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that we haven't been there. We hadn't been.
It's been a while, but some of them old churches had them wooden floors.
Come before you on my bowed knee.
Hey, humble as I know how.
Yes. Amen.
The Lord have mercy. They see the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yep. All of them.
The master, ruler, and creator of all.
Yes.
Hey, man, that is listen, man, some of them, I don't know, man. Sometimes it take me back, like I find myself singing, but then sometimes when I go to churches like that, I'm a little disturbed. So I don't know which one.
I think that it got us where it got us where we needed to go, man. You know what I'm saying? The praying deacons,
no doubt,
the A and B selections in the choir, the hooping and the hollering, all of that. It exposed us at least enough to the Lord to make us keep on going in our latter years.
You're right. So you're right. I'm grateful. But yeah, if your church still has like devotion, like let us know. Let us know.
I mean, even Sunday school is a thing. Like we have Sunday school. Right. We have Sunday school, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never been. But we have Sunday school at our church.
I was
what they call it? What they call it? Something enrichment or something, don't it?
Spiritual enrichment, is it?
It might be. It don't really call it.
It ain't even Sunday school. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I mean, I know, it's still some churches that put the little board up.
The offering attendance, the banner attendance, The old people used to always win it. Man, that ain't fair.
I done been to so many church programs though, but this conference I just went to, the thing it put me in the mind of was revival, because I went to church for like
people don't even do revival
3 days
no
straight.
more.
No, I heard they don't do week-long revivals no more.
It'd be a 5-day revival.
Yeah, no, I heard they do like 1 and 2 day revivals, which to me ain't no revival. I mean, how you gonna be revived in a day? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's possible, but in my brain, revivals was supposed to be a week long, and then you basically got Saturday off, and then you was back at church on Sunday.
Right? But that was
that's how revival was.
Revival started at 7. You'll get out by 10:30. You know what I'm saying? But that preacher was gonna be there. I ain't gonna hold you long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But he'd hold you long.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about the longest.
All of them messages was an hour and 32 minutes.
I'm talking about, I can mimic some preachers like
Please
just
don't.
laugh.
This is not.
I know. It just makes me think back about it.
Man. That's fine, but I'm just got a little nervous. Please don't do it.
Go ahead. Carry on.
That was probably enough carrying on right there that we just did. They see now she put names of church in the comments. See, that's not what we doing.
That's around the corner. Huh? That's around the corner. In back in Brookhaven.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's around
I ain't never been there. All right. Is there anything in particular? Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about today?
No, not in particular. It was so I had a birthday, y'all.
Okay, you had a birthday. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, you're still having a birthday.
It was cool. Yeah. Praise the Lord, I'm still having them. So, man, I really had a phenomenal surprise of an experience.
Yes.
Granted by. Hold on, she want to shout herself out, I guess.
Thank you.
No. So,
now when you had your little situation for Valentine's Day, you hit the applause button like 18 times, didn't you?
I didn't think I did.
I don't know. In my mind, you did.
Yeah,
but I wanted to clap for myself. Thank you. But what had happened was, so this year was the first year that I missed Lemoyne's birthday in, I think, over 20 years.
Okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah. 20 years is
a long time. Yeah. And so then I felt some type of way because I was, at the conference, and I was like, okay, I know. Well, of course I had, planned this obviously before I got to the conference, but I was just thinking if I'm going to miss your birthday, and if you were that okay with me missing your birthday, I felt like I had to figure out something to do that would be
Yeah.
extra.
No, you did, man. You did. And I don't know why. I just like to chill, just want to sit back and be mellow.
There was no way I was gonna be okay with you just watching the documentary.
Man, I had enjoyed that so much.
Well, I'm happy for you.
I really did.
You enjoyed the documentary better than you enjoyed the private flying lesson?
No.
Okay.
No, because what I'm saying, one is a real experience and the other was just like relaxation. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'll definitely take the experience over the relaxation.
Okay. Well, tell the people about. First of all, I want to say this. I want to say that giving surprises to Lemoyne is one of the most difficult things that you could ever. So, first of all, most of the time now on Sundays, he typically goes to sleep while I cook Sunday dinner. Now, this particular Sunday,
this is between about 11:30 and 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah, but you always go to sleep while I cook.
I take a little nap, little cat nap, rest my eyes for a second.
Absolutely, you do. So, you know what? We forgot to ask y'all. Well, I typed it in the thing. Y'all tell us where y'all watching from, and then tag a friend and share with a friend. But anyway, this particular Sunday, he doesn't want to take a nap. I didn't cook because I just got back. My flight got back late on Saturday night. So I had already made up in my mind that I wasn't cooking, but I already knew. No, I did. I cooked, but it wasn't like my usual, big time, Sunday meal.
You cooked something for you, and we had
some of y'all had leftovers and stuff, but I cooked something for me and Rachel. But my plan was to, like either not cook at all or do something that was like super light, which I ended up doing something that was super light. So out of nowhere, Lemoyne comes in and said, "Man, I'm sleepy. I'm so sleepy. Man, I'm sleepy. Man, I'm about to give me a nap. Yep, man, I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go to sleep."
Excited about it.
And I'm like, now here's the routine. Typically, I cook. Me and my sisters, we'll cook on Sunday. We all eat. Then we go to the movie room and we flat out take the longest nap that we can possibly take on a Sunday. Like we sleep until sleep ain't no more. But Lemoyne typically sleeps from the time I'm cooking to the time it's time to eat. Then he get up, he eat, and then he probably gonna go wash the truck or, as he calls it, tinker outside or in the garage or something. He gonna do something, whatever me and folk do when they say they tinkering. Okay. Sunday, he says, "I'm going to sleep." Now I'm like, our appointment, it was almost a 30-minute ride. And so our appointment was for 2 o'clock. And so I'm like, at this point, if he goes to sleep, he is going to be super agitated if I wake him up. This is not going to end well because he's going to be grouchy and grumpy. And then me trying to take him through this surprise situation is not going to be a good look. So I'm contemplating. He keeps saying, "I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep," but he doesn't. He go and get the blower.
Yeah.
And then he goes and blows the leaves. So he go to the deck upstairs, blows the leaves up. I'm like, now he said he's gonna take a nap, because I'm thinking if he goes to sleep now, it'll be good enough time. It'll be a good enough nap, and he probably won't be agitated when I wake him up and say, "Surprise!"
Like a kid or something, right?
Because you know that you were gonna act a little groggy if I woke you up after 20 minutes or 15 minutes of a good little nap.
All right.
So anyway, he go upstairs with the blower. He come back down. He going, like he finna go
outside.
Yes. Man, the guy goes outside with the blower and come back in again. And then I say, "Rachel, I think I gotta tell him, because if I don't tell him, he gonna be upset."
So, okay.
So I asked the question. This is where the irritation started. This is how I know he needed this nap. I asked the question. I said, "I thought you were gonna take a nap." And what did you say?
I said, "I am." No, here's what happened. I go upstairs because I cleaned the gutters out on that Saturday, right? Clean the gutters out on that Saturday. I didn't have anything to put the leaves and debris in, so I put it on the roof. So I went up to blow it off so that I can finish the job. So when I'm doing that, I go up and I drop the air down to like 67. Because I'm like, I'm about to get me a good nap. I'm going to go ahead and get on this love sack, and it's going to be cold. I'm finna sleep good. Just, because I was tired. She got back late Saturday. I had the kids, and all that. So I was like, man, hey, So I was like, hey, I'm about to just chill. Do that. And she asked me, she said, "So you finna take a nap?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she don't say nothing. Right? And I'm like, "Why?"
Because I'm trying to feel you out to see if because my plan was to not tell you where we was going or what we was doing, literally, until I had to.
Well, you didn't still.
I didn't, but I did tell you way earlier than I was gonna tell you at like 1:25 that we was gonna go like at 1:30, and that was just enough time for you to put your shoes on and go. But because you kept going through this nap phase, I'm like, ain't no way. I'm gonna have to tell him. So anyway, I end up telling him, hey, you can't go take a nap. I have plans. Like we're going somewhere.
I'm like, okay.
Ian enters all 10,000 questions. I wish Rachel was here.
I didn't ask a question.
Oh, when we get you in so first of all,
that was in the car. I didn't ask a question.
That's why I said enters 10,000 questions because at this point in time, it's getting close to time to go.
Okay.
So we get in the car. He sits in the front seat, and then I say, "Well, we're gonna blindfold you so you can't see where we're going." So I go in the house and I get the blindfold. And when I come back out, he in the back seat. He was like, "Well, I can't sit in the front seat because it's gonna look like you kidnapped me."
Yeah, I'm sitting in the front seat now with a blindfold on. And you know what I'm saying? What that look like?
Caitlin said, "Now what makes somebody think they want to kidnap you?"
You could have
Who wants to kidnap you? Listen, a grown man.
Well, you
in the front seat.
Listen, it
didn't make sense to me.
It didn't look right to me.
It didn't make sense. I decided
to get in the back where the tent is a little darker and ride there.
With the blindfold on. Tell them what you did, Lamont, when you get in there.
So I tried to channel my inner Liam Neeson. All right.
Because he in his brain now, he is thinking that this could happen to me.
Yeah.
This man. In real life, he could get kidnapped and be sitting on the back seat with a blindfold.
Well, you just never know.
And he need to know everywhere he going.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, where am I going? You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody
so I'm trying to pace it out. I'm like, okay, we got to the stop sign. We kept straight. Okay, we made a right. So I'm trying to pace. I'm trying to, mark my lanes.
I'm driving in circles at this point so that he don't know where we going.
So I'm like, okay, well, we've gone too far without hitting the stoplight for her to have gone straight.
So then I pull over and stop.
But I don't know this. I just know, I'm feeling the motion in the vehicle because I got a blindfold on.
Right. So, but when I pull over and I stop, you then say, "Oh, well, that's weird. We stopped, but other cars is zooming past us."
It's still passing. Exactly.
This dude out here acting like this is a real life kidnapping situation.
You just never know. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
So now he is literally mapping out in his head everywhere we at. Now, granted, even with all of the looping and circling that I did, he actually is on the right track. Like he is saying, "Oh, we must have went to the back way because you couldn't have went, down the street with all the red lights." Then he's like, "Oh, this feel like a frontage road."
Oh yeah.
So when we get on the interstate, he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we on the interstate now. I know exactly where we at. We got to be close to the Mississippi line by now."
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
Is his blindfold on or not?
Hey, I'm just saying. I look. What
I think he was cheating.
I felt it when we hit the.
Tell the truth. Now it's over. Could you see through the blindfold?
I couldn't.
You couldn't see nothing.
I could not. Listen, when I rewatched the video, it was like when you said, "Give me your hand," I put both my hands out because I didn't know where you was at. When I got out of the truck,
you could have been acting very well.
I intentionally put my back to the truck because I knew the truck was there. So now I only have one side to worry about, my front. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know. No, I did not know.
You don't trust your wife got you in a good position, man.
I didn't say that. I wanted to test my.
So anyway, he was about right the entire time. We get off the interstate and I make a turn. And then we start driving again, and he says, "Oh, we got to be on the frontage road because you can't turn that quick off the interstate and still be moving."
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the?
Yeah. She come up, take a quick right and a quick right. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a
New York
road.
detective situation is happening here.
That's it.
So we get on the frontage road, and apparently they having some kind of country flea market sale or something on the frontage road, off the frontage road. And so we're backed up in traffic. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Lemoyne then acts like he starts to panic as if he know where we going and what time we supposed to be there. He gets all antsy. So he's like, wait a minute, we stopping for way too long. Why are we stopping this
Now
long?
you started stopping and going. You started stopping and going. I was like,
it
hold on.
don't matter, man.
Okay, what's up with this? Right. But one, I really was hoping that she wasn't bringing me to a place where a whole bunch of people, because I was like, man, I really don't want to go to like where a crowd of people at. You know what I mean? Like that was just, I'm like, dang, is this like a
Once
fair or
again,
something?
you don't think your wife know her husband?
Well, listen,
I just said I ain't missed a birthday in 20 years, and I didn't hit the mark pretty much the majority of them 20.
Man, I'd be low key though. I'd be low key.
So anyway, we doing this stopping and going because the people trying to get to whatever this flea market situation. They were busing people to this flea market. That's how serious it was. It wasn't hardly no parking for it, but they was busing people from some dirt road parking lot up the street and bringing them back in. That's why we was having to wait, because the cars would try to find a park. If they couldn't, they'd have to keep straight and go to this dirt parking lot, and then this big old
bus
charter bus would bring them back.
I didn't know what that was.
Oh, it was horrible. I was like, this is the countryest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I disobey all kinds of traffic laws and go around all of the cars because I'm like, we got to get there.
And here's what I thought it was. I was like, oh, somebody had an accident and they hadn't called the police yet.
But in the midst of this man feels on the window and lets his window down so he can try to hear if anything is happening.
No, if we still on the frontage road. Because I was like, dang.
But Lamont, the whole point of a surprise is that you know nothing.
I didn't.
And I want to say that you did not participate well.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
So he lets the window down. I have to put the child lock on the windows now.
Oh, so I didn't try to do it again.
Of course, because I locked them. They probably still locked.
Yeah, maybe I didn't put that. I didn't know. I didn't do it.
Anyway, man, we get to the airport place and Lamont is then still trying to figure out. He's like, well, I don't know where we at now.
Yeah, because
of course you don't.
Because she get out, and I'm like, man, she got out.
This man says I got out and put the gate code in.
Put like she opened up a like a gate.
Hold on, our video froze. I don't know if we
in a
Go ahead.
Like she opened up a gate to a cow pasture or something. You know what I'm saying? That's what it reminded me of. You know,
so
you just
now
get
I'm taking you out to the cow pasture.
I didn't know. I was like, man, are we finna go like ride foils or something? You know what I'm saying? Like finna go ride side by side and ride horses.
I didn't have you dressed for that.
I know. And then the kids was with me, so I was with us. And then I had this I love my church shirt on. I was like, it can't be nothing like too bad because I got this big purple I love my church shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, dang, okay, well, what's the deal? So yeah, but yeah.
All right, so we at the airport. Tell them about your experience. What did you think when well, first of all, the extra of you says, is it dirt? Am I on grass or concrete?
I'm on grass or concrete.
Please explain to me what that.
I thought we was in a cow pasture. I thought we was in a field somewhere.
This is horrible.
So I wasn't 100% sure. So that's why I asked so that I can, prepare myself.
To step on grass?
Yeah, to step where?
Because stepping on grass and stepping on concrete, it doesn't matter. I can say if it was spikes or something down there, but grass or concrete, you just had to control. It was something.
Another detail that I could input into the equation.
But you was finna find out.
Well, I didn't know.
Anyway, you get out the car. You know what I'm saying? When you get your blindfold off, how you feel? What you think?
I'm just like, so I get my blindfold off, and I'm like, dang, I'm looking and I see this plane out here, and my guy Cleon was over there. I'm like, man, God, okay, then that's what's up, wow, that was pretty thoughtful, you know what I mean? Because
not a cow pasture.
Yeah, not a cow pasture, but I was like, man, this is really about to happen. Because I had talked about it for a while. We actually, had
I purchased you one that you refused to use.
I didn't refuse to use it.
It was 2 years ago. You ain't had time to go take the lessons in 2 whole years.
Yeah, the timing just wasn't.
Wasn't
right.
No,
it wasn't right.
One of them tinkering Saturdays, you could have went and took your lessons.
I know, but okay,
yeah.
So so nonetheless, man, it was a phenomenal experience. I gotta admit, I was afraid because when we get in the plane, he's like, "Hey, you flying?" And I'm like, "Hey, bro, listen, okay, I ain't that dude. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I'm MacGyver and I can do everything on the first rip now. But
he had controls in front of him.
Man, listen, I just wanted to be 100% clear. I ain't getting in here acting like I know what I'm doing.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Now I'm definitely open to learn and definitely give it a shot.
But you didn't want full control of the
No,
plane.
not with my kids in here. Not, you know what I'm saying? You and Caitlin in the back. I mean, you know, Kirsten in the back.
Yeah.
No. I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, go out there and then be running off the runway, you know what I'm saying, on the first rip. No.
But that man cared about his life too, you know.
Well, listen, I wanted to be clear. I know I wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you were afraid to take the reins, but you did it anyway.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
How did it feel?
Man, it was a phenomenal experience. It was way more exhilarating than I thought that it would have been. Just seeing things, you know, from that perspective is just totally different, right? It's 100% different. But
you mean like in the pilot seat of the plane?
In the pilot seat and just that far up. You know what I mean? It's a lot that's going on that dashboard, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot that's going on the dashboard. It's a lot that's going on the radio. I don't know why they don't make our regular like phone Bluetooth headsets the way that they make those.
Oh yeah,
because those noise cancellation deals that they got, I'm talking about it's crisp.
Yeah,
I'm talking about crisp. You could hear everything. I was like, okay, cool. But man, we get on the runway and we get it up and I'm controlling it at this point. And he's like, you know, give us a little bit more pitch, you know, pitch our nose up or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. I'm pulling it back. But I didn't want to turn at all because I was like, man, we're going to flip over if I turn, you know. But eventually, you know, I started to maneuver it. And it only takes a little bit to get it to where you need to, you know, to start directioning it. So it was cool. We flew from Picayune to New Orleans, went around the Superdome and the Smoothie King Center and some other that we flew over the house. I was able to see the house and our church and stuff like that. So needless to say, that won't be my last time. Like we'll go ahead and pursue these private pilot license so that we can
who is we?
Me.
Oh, you saying we? I'm like, hey, nah, I ain't signed up for that.
Yeah, well, no, me. I'm just saying. So, but no, it was dope. Like I appreciate that. Like 100%.
You're welcome.
I what I'm feeling, what I'm realizing, is I think I'd rather pay for experiences or have experiences versus like material things. You know what I'm saying? Like another pair of shoes or a car or something like that. Even though a car would have been cool, but something like that. Like I think the experience of flying a plane, like first of all, and I ain't no this like I don't know, I ain't know how many black people have planes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, golly, man, and he ain't this. DJ
Womack say you about to be flying to the grocery store.
Bro. Hey, listen, it takes
we got to go to the store and walk a distance, man. If he put up a plane to go to the grocery store, I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm gonna fly to Hazelhurst to go to Wilson's Meat House.
You see how he inserted that car to Lisa? Like I'm talking about, a car would have been nice though. That's what you were thinking when I was driving. You didn't. You thought I was going to take you to a car. Then you did. You're talking about some pastor going out to the pastor. No, we're not.
No.
We're not. Man,
no, man.
Trust me. If I had gave him a car for his birthday, I would have much preferred more than just a small thank you. We had,
Hey, but the plane is
you know, I felt like that was a really good experience.
But my thank you probably would have been, you know what I'm saying, thank you, because I'm grateful for whatever.
No, I would appreciate. I appreciated the reaction that you had. Like for me, which I'm glad Rachel was there. Shout out to my sister that kind of impromptu came because nobody knew. Like I told Sean that I was doing it. I was like, man, I had to come up with something to do for Lamont because you know his birthday is Friday. I'm over here. And I said, but I got him some private lessons for Sunday. She was like, oh man, that's gonna be dope. I didn't tell Rachel until we was at church on Sunday in the lobby. This is after church.
Okay.
So she don't even know that this is, taking place either. But I wanted to keep it tight just in case, and so she came, and she held the camera and stuff. So I was able to
had the GoPro and everything, man. You wasn't ready.
Listen,
you wasn't ready.
I was more focused on you having the experience. But thankfully she was there to, capture both of us. But my thank you was your response. Like when you opened your eyes and you saw that there was a plane right there, I was like, oh yeah, I did that. I did that.
I'm talking about just patting
Yeah,
that self on the
hey,
back.
you
Yeah.
got to, man. Hey, I'm like, hey, this is it right here. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to top it, but I think I did pretty good from that reaction.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
I was expecting, you to, be surprised or,
yeah.
excited about it, but that reaction for me, it did it for me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I didn't know really what to expect. I just was hoping there wasn't 1,000 people involved.
No, but I know my husband. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't about that. Like, oh, let's bring 10,000 people around.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I wasn't trying to do that, but I knew that you've been talking about wanting to, take the private, pilot lessons and all that kind of stuff. And, I gave some rules and regulations around that,
Yeah. A lot of them, which is why I really didn't pursue the.
But that was after the fact. So
I got
stop.
you. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, at this particular point, I'm like, okay, if he's not gonna do the lessons, then I think I can, thanks to Cleon for putting his plane out there for us. But
yeah,
I thought that was super dope, man. That this dude got a whole plane.
He got a whole, I'm talking about a whole aeroplane.
Yeah.
A whole airplane. And I mean the hangar, man, just a place where just where it was at was cool. I was like, man, I just rent a spot out here.
I know it was pretty cool to see like the whole experience of like, and then my sister and them got to see
the jets taking off.
Man, I wish she did a video of it, but it was another jet that was coming out. Now, what kind of plane is it that he has?
Cleon?
Yeah.
It's a Piper.
Okay. Well, these people had like a legit private jet.
He has a single engine plane.
Yes.
They had like a twin engine jet.
Yeah, like a legit jet. So her and Caitlin got to see it come out of the hangar, and go around and take off and all that. And when I saw the video, I was like, man, that's super dope. But what you were saying is the experience part of it. Even seeing the video of it for me did something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just seeing it coming out of there.
Yeah, but like being in that spot, like I'm like, we don't go to private
airports
ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't think. That may have been my first, maybe second time. I may have been on one for when I worked with the government or something. I'm trying to circle it back, but I think that's my first time being at a private airport.
Maybe so. I mean, it's more of a private airport.
Yeah, but it was several hangars out there.
Yeah,
it was a lot of them. But then he goes and he starts telling us about how at some of the other private airports, how they have more experience.
He was like, man, it's a whole nother experience where you fly in and then they give you a loaner car like a Mercedes or
some kind of luxury vehicle is kind of how you put it.
They may have a chef there in the facilities where they'll make you a meal or something like that, give you a place to sleep for a little bit or whatever. Because you just
he was like they have like movie theaters in there, just all kind of conference rooms, whatever.
Where you just flying in just for a quick business trip or something like that, or just to hang out, just So that is something I want to do, is just to fly to take a flight to Dallas or something, or take a flight to
You've
Atlanta.
Been saying that for 100 years. To fly me somewhere other than Dallas.
I'm saying that to just fly and then jump right back,
but not Dallas. Like, can we fly to the Bahamas or something? Man, like that ain't
a fly there and fly right back.
How come it ain't? How long it is? About 2 hours, 3 hours
in a jet.
I'm just saying, on my first flight, fly there and back for lunch. We ain't going to Dallas.
That's the first. I'm not going to eat at the Rolling River.
Fly me. I want to experience.
We going to Hazelhurst or Natchez.
Don't take me. You can fly by yourself.
It's the flight.
I'm not. I don't. How you gonna get flued out to my hometown?
Because the airport right up the street from y'all.
It is, man. But if we had a helicopter, maybe. But you gonna fly a whole plane over?
You're absolutely right.
Man, get out of here.
I sure ain't trying to fly part of
it. Said no, sir.
Hey, man, listen. That's exactly what happened. Sir. We gonna take a quick flight. Instead of it taking us 2.5 hours, it'll take us like 30-40 minutes.
It'll take the same 2.5 hours. By the time we drive to the hangar and get the plane ready and all to go, it's gonna be them same 2.5 hours that we would have drove.
It's the experience of flying.
Oh my goodness. So experience, let's talk about it. Yeah. So you had a good experience, you know what I'm saying? But what did it, it did a lot for me, but I'm curious, to know your perspective on, what it did for you and the whole, okay, I'm a pilot for 5 minutes, I'm at a private airport, for a good little bit, like the whole experience, like what does it now do for you?
It just, it puts drive in another gear. right? So that level of exposure just is like, man, it's man, that's another level of freedom. That's another level of access, and you're like, oh man, like people really do this. Like this is not uncommon.
Because it was very normal for him.
Yeah, it was super normal for him. You know what I mean? He was just as relaxed.
He was
cool.
just as comfortable with you driving the plane as he was. I was feeling some type of way, but I figured, surely this man values his life. So when he say Lamorne driving, that means his hands are still on the wheel.
Only thing he said was say my plane.
At least if his hands ain't on the Jesus, please take the wheel, because I know I ain't never seen Lamorne flew no plane.
Only thing I could think about with that song say, if I had wings, I'd fly away.
I would have. I ain't gonna lie. I was honestly looking around. I looked in the back, peeped over. I didn't see one, but I was looking for parachute bags.
Well, I don't know if you got none.
I don't think it was in the back.
They look big enough to have,
Well, I'm at least an umbrella.
Something
to float me down from the sky, but I didn't see it.
Open up your shirt.
It was empty in the back. Continue experience.
So no, it just really opened my eyes to another level of exposure. Right, it put me in another level of like, man, this is possible. Like this is possible. I came home and I started looking at I already knew about what the cost of obtaining a private pilot's license is. And but I started looking at planes, and I was like, man, that would be cool. I thought about what it did for my girls, my daughters. I'm like, man, they 11 and 8, and
they got to take a private.
Yeah, I mean, just to go up and be in the air for about 30-40 minutes or something like that, and come on back down. Like it was cool. I was, and my other daughter, my youngest daughter, she went to sleep. So I was like, man, she was comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like she was comfortable in here. She didn't be comfortable enough to go to sleep. So I was like, man, just the thought of that, to be like, man, if when they go to school, when they go to college or something, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna fly out for the weekend and come hang out with you. Come pick me up from this little air strip, type deal, right? Or just the thought of what level would that open us up to, just from a accessibility, right? Because I can now cut time down on something, and that's why many people, have planes, so that they can just go from point A to point B without having to go through the hassle of XYZ. I'm not saying that I'm finna fly from here to Germany, or anything like that.
We may have lost our.
Yeah, I see we're froze again.
Video. Go ahead. I think I can fix it.
I'm not saying we go fly from here to Germany, but just the thought of, man, just being able to, jump out and just like a Sunday ride. I don't know. We used to enjoy that, like just to hit a back road on a Sunday evening or a Saturday, and you just ride. So just to take a quick little Sunday flight, little Sunday something, just to kind of get out and do something different, man. I think that is that's what I'm aiming for, right? But then it has to be some level of commitment, some level of drive to make sure that we get there. Because that dream, that thought process won't just develop or won't just come to fruition on its own. That's something that has to be pursued. That's something that has to be chased after, so that you can, so that we can realize it, make it a reality. So it was pretty dope, man. It was pretty intense. I'm grateful for it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm grateful for having it. I'm grateful for having the experience. And again, it won't be my last. Won't be my last experience as it relates to that, for sure. If I got anything to do with it, 100%. 100%. So it looks like we are. It's frozen.
Well, the audio is still there. I'm trying to get the camera back.
I got you. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, please.
Do you see it on yours?
No. Yeah, it's froze still. No. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. So the audio is still there. So yeah, I just think that the experience of it, even if just going around, I was thinking about it about like going to like the air show, or just going to like an RV show or a boat show. I don't have a desire for a boat, but one time we went on this private yacht with this couple. It was a couple from our church, the Hurst family.
Shalita was actually in the comments.
Yeah, they're friends with a gentleman that has a boat, right? And they, he had a house just for his boat. And it was a nice, I'm talking about super nice house, so nice, like they got the sheriff's office at the gate, like not just a random security person. These are deputy sheriff, people that's at the gate checking your ID. You can't just come to their house unannounced. Like they will call the house and say, this person is here. Do you want to see him? So, but they just don't know the level of what that did for us, right? That exposure to just be able to see that and to go out on that boat and just for that time frame and come on back. I mean, that level of exposure, just like, man, that's a real possibility. That is something that is that lets you know that it's obtainable, that it's doable, like that if people are living in a fruitful life, in an environment where it's not scarcity, or resources aren't seeming scarce. But what did they do to get to that point? Like what thought process did they do? And when we was talking to this guy, he was like, man, he promoted a concert. As a matter of fact, I think he said it was a Prince concert. This was a long time ago, apparently. But he promoted a Prince concert and really got going in that. And now he just had started doing real estate and some other things, but it really changed the trajectory for him. But at the same time, just that moment of exposure for us was paramount. It was like nothing else, So that was, I mean, it's things like that really makes a world of difference in all of our lives. So when we have the opportunity to have that moment of exposure, don't shy away from it. Don't shy away from it. If please don't shy away from it, because you just never know what gear or what that may turn on for you. That's gonna put that, that's gonna give you that vision, that drive to do it. And sometimes you have to have those, because if you have some days that's tough or that's mentally draining, like I've had these past 2 days, then it's something that you got to keep in your mind, because that's what you want. That's what makes you get through those. That's what makes you keep pressing when the days seem long and it seems worrisome at times, when you're really trying to figure out what's the next move. Yeah. I'm not sure what's up with the internet here. Krista is working diligently.
Well, the internet, so we're back up now on our regular camera. I have no clue what happened to the camera there, but obviously we're gonna kind of be a little weird.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
But you're back up.
Cool.
Okay. Y'all let us know if y'all can see us now. I think you can.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's back on your end.
Yeah.
But my visual is off because I'm.
Yeah, you kind of catty corner. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm good. I don't know how to.
That's about as good as it go get. Let's just,
There you go. So anyway, I wanted to share my part about the private, bless you, the private airport experience, because for me, like kind of like you. Well, first of all, some of my friends started inboxing me videos of private planes and how much it costs to acquire a private plane and all this kind of stuff. So what I also noticed is that our exposure also helps to expose other people.
100%.
Which is super important, I think, because you never know, how your experience or your exposure to a situation is going to help somebody else. But I'm just like, okay, us sharing our experiences, gets to expose other people. Of course, it exposed our daughters. My sister got to participate.
Yeah.
But, even people that just got to see, the pictures or the video of it, it expands their belief as well. But for me, what it did was, wait a minute, this guy is just as normal as I am.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? This guy, what I'm saying, is, he's a business owner as well, And so I'm thinking, okay, this level of exposure, if we keep exposing ourselves, right, to, these types of environments, they're going to work on us.
100%. And that's what it made me think about when you say, like people always say this and it sounds like it's of no effect, but you're the sum total of your 5 closest friends.
Absolutely.
Right. And it's like, okay, if I hang around a lot of pilots, there's a good chance I'll probably become a pilot.
Yeah.
Or because that's what the conversation is going to be.
Yeah.
If I hang around a lot of people that invest in the stock market
Mm-hmm.
or that, fathers that's always doing stuff for their kids, it's a good chance I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Because it won't be a reason for me to really hang around them if that's not something that I'm willing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or that I can't participate in the conversation.
Yeah.
So even if you're not able to participate in the conversation at this moment, it will become that way, because at some point you're going to start picking up on the indicators of the strategies that they're using to be able to get to the place that they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
One
And
way or
I
another.
think that, in just that small moment of exposure, it already, expanded our minds. And like they said, once you expand, it's like a rubber band. It can't go back to its original form, right?
100%.
Like you're stretched. And so for me, I'm stretched now,
Yeah.
and it's not to say, what I'm saying, I think it'd be pretty dope, what I'm saying, to like on a plane or whatever, and a lot of times when, when I talk about it, people always, talk about the expenses, they kind of come along with, owning a plane with the maintenance and, fuel and all those kind of things. And, I haven't fully decided yet, whether I want one, or I don't. I do know that I want the benefits, of having access, to my own plane or to a private plane. I may not necessarily, own it, but at this point in time, I haven't fully decided, but I'm thinking through it. But I do believe that if I make a decision that I want one, I'm going to get one.
I decided.
Yeah. You decided you want one?
Yeah. No
doubt. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're getting one.
What else do we rent?
We rent commercial space.
I'm like Denzel. Like when you own something, you can do what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can call it what you want.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong, you know what I'm saying, with having one or not having one. But I'm just saying, I haven't fully decided yet. Like I'm saying I don't want no tinkering, type of deal. Like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like that jet that my sister and them seen come out. Yeah, I'm really not. Now you may be interested in having a little project, you know what I'm saying?
No, that I don't want a project on a plane.
No. I know. I don't mean like
that. Get a little carburetor. No.
I don't mean like that. I mean like
not for a plane. Maybe on a little car. You know what I'm saying? But not on no plane. Not at all.
I mean like okay, whatever. Not at all. I'm thinking like in my mind, I'm thinking more so of being able to have access to. Hey, I want to fly to such and such. Or when we go, like if I have somewhere to be, like what irritated me the most when I had to go to Orlando, I don't like flying Southwest.
I know.
And it's mainly because I can't choose my seat, and they don't have first class options. Every row is 3 rows.
Every one of them.
You know what I'm saying? And in my head, I had already placed myself like out of that. And not that I'm saying I'm too good to fly other places. It's just now I have a particular standard, you know what I'm saying, for when, when I'm traveling. Because when you get there, it's a different feel when you've had a nice plush seat versus sitting right up under 2 or 3 other people, on the plane or whatever. Especially you got, a long distance to travel. It is a much better experience to be able to, have a first class experience. So if I got to fly Southwest, and then if I got to get up at 2:00 in the morning to catch a 3:00 flight,
right?
I mean, a 5:00 flight, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I don't like this, and so in my mind, I get to decide what standards it is that I want to live by. And for me, since, just like we can decide where we want to live, what we want to drive, what we want to eat, we can also decide how we want to travel, and I just think that it's such a mindset shift to say, I'm so inconvenienced by 5 a.m. flights that I want to figure out how, when I fly, I can charter a flight, what I'm saying, wherever I want to go, or we own a plane and we can fly, wherever we want to go. So then now, like you said, the exposure then makes you start to look at things differently. It makes you start to, strategize a little differently, because having your own plane, it's not, like going out there and cranking the car up.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You gotta have, some resources for that. So then, now my mind is triggering to, okay, God, how are we gonna get the resources to get this? Because I actually like this experience.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? 100%. Like, whereas before it was a far off thought because I hadn't necessarily experienced it that way. Of course, we rode on one charter flight, but it was with a whole bunch of people. We went on the trip, the State Farm trip.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
but
even
it
count
was
that
with a
concept.
whole
Yeah.
bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if when experiencing something like that, like in that level of intimacy now, I'm like, I like that experience. You know what I'm saying?
100%
And so now I'm like, how do we get more?
of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of that. Because I can't forget that.
For real. Just to be
Yeah.
like, man, I ain't went through TSA.
We didn't go through no TSA.
Hey, throw my little weekend bag in the back and hey, we out. We can go to Tennessee to the mountains or something and then jump back over.
Yes.
And ain't got to worry about we can leave when we want to leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that, oh, my
I
flight
set the
leaves
flight
at-
time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just,
And it won't be at 5 o'clock in the morning.
but that's just something, again, that's another level of push.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to give you something to work toward, because again, that just the level of exposure for my girls
Mm-hmm.
I think is going to far exceed what it does for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because they got years to build on that dream. Tens of years, 20s of years, to build on it. We do too, but our time now is like, okay, well, yeah, now we can do that. But they are kids seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So then that becomes, another part of their normal.
100%.
And I'm grateful for it, but it also allows them to, see stuff like that as something that they're supposed to do.
Just regular.
Right.
Yeah.
When well, y'all hadn't made it yet, but me and Caitlin was at the dinner table, and she was like, it was a commercial that came on, and it was some kind of, I don't know, luxury something, cruise or something. And I think they had combined it with a Disney something cruise. And she was like, we should do that this summer. We should do that this summer. And I was like, oh, okay. And she just kind of looked at me like, so are we going to do this summer? And, I didn't really respond because I know we were already supposed to go on a cruise, and I'm not really one for water anyway. And all I was thinking to myself was, ain't no way I want to do no 2 cruises, back to back to back. Like, no. So I didn't say anything. Now, of course, if she watching the podcast, then now we on a whole other situation, but I got a business
summer anyway.
Yeah, I didn't respond because I didn't want to do. But I'm just saying, like, for them, having an expectation for certain things are just that's like their normalcy. Whereas I can't say that I necessarily would even fabricate the thought at their age. Like, I hadn't even been exposed enough to even know that kind of stuff existed.
Man, our vacation was to go to Biloxi to the outlet mall to go
get y'all
school
shopping. Uniforms.
Yeah, that was it. And East Bay was a thing. So if we didn't,
if you ordered something out of East Bay, you was good. You was making it.
Man, what? If the UPS man stop at your house like that, hey, you straight. Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
So that was but it's a difference. Yeah. It's a difference. It really is it's a difference. But I like the, on the other hand of that, I think, showing them and knowing that turns on a gear to get it is what is really the important part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like it's not a hand me, it's not a give me. It's a, hey, this is what I wanted. I enjoyed the exposure. So now let me drive in that direction. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now let me, go bankrupt or put it on a card because, just to do this. But now what do I need to do? How can I level up to get to this point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let me look at what my money can make money with so that I can attach that project to this particular business.
Yeah, it definitely did something for me. I hadn't talked about it a lot, but I do think about the experience a lot. And then that leads me to, going through the thought process of, okay, I know this is attainable now. Let me keep, reminiscing on that space so that I can continue to believe it's attainable, and then start, focusing on the things, that need to happen, right, in order for that to take place. Because now it's not far-fetched.
No, it's not far-fetched.
It feels like, it's literally, a reach out and touch. And then, of course, I know now you probably gonna, go out for frequent lessons and whatnot, which kind of, it tweaks it, what I'm saying, a little bit more. Yeah. Because the more you go, the more realistic, it'll be.
100%.
And then the next thing you know, you sending me pictures of, possible purchases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
120%.
That's pretty much how that goes. Yeah. But I think,
I'm glad she knows.
Well, I'm preparing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm also preparing not just my mindset, but my pockets.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
For what, you know what I'm saying, for what that would look like. I'm also preparing myself for somebody to give me a plane, because I done heard way too many stories of people getting free planes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can stand in that line.
They're gonna get you one.
Give me a free one. Okay. I receive it, Lord. Thank you. Like, that's how that works.
One that I want.
Yeah.
For sure.
But anyway, I'm glad that you had a, you know,
I'm
a really good
grateful for it.
time. I think it did something for all of us. I'm grateful that we all got a chance.
That's the best gift, is one that everybody can enjoy.
Everybody, meaning your folk and no more, because you didn't want a whole bunch of people.
Well, I didn't say that. I would want everybody to enjoy. I just wouldn't want all the attention to be on me.
Oh, well, I know not to give you something that gives you the spotlight.
Yeah,
that's not your jam.
Yeah, no, but
I know that.
If it's where everybody can enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, yeah, good to see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for you to do that fake politician wave, ain't no way. I would not invite the masses to come and see.
I would mean it from my heart. I just wouldn't, you know.
You not finna point and wave at nobody like you just ran for governor.
Hey, well, maybe one day I will. Mayor.
Well, okay. I think we've had a great time despite our technical difficulties today. I don't know what happened with our original camera setup. I'm sure I'll troubleshoot it and figure it out at some point, but it just decided that today wasn't gonna be the day, and I could care less. We figured out a way to get it done anyway.
That's it, man. We'll fly high.
Absolutely, man. See, that's the other thing, man. He been doing these little references here since Sunday. Everything got to be about flying or being a pilot or however he sneaks them in, but he been doing that the whole time. So I figured by now it'd be settled on out.
No, be leveled out.
You know what? Yeah, man. I don't even know how. This ain't even my normal setup. So I gotta figure out how to turn us off, y'all. But anyway, I hope y'all have a really good Thursday.
Good weekend.
Yeah, Thursday evening. I don't even know if I was gonna announce our car show, but I hear that the weather is not supposed to be all that great. But I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call the weather to cease and give us some calmness so we can have our car show. We actually supposed to have a car show at our shop.
Yeah.
This weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, y'all have a great week, and we'll see y'all. I think we can see them next Thursday.
Yeah.
But praise the Lord. We'll see y'all next Thursday. Y'all have a good weekend.